Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Let the Wookiee Wins Twitch, YouTube, whatever. Um, we got another game of X-Wing today. This time, uh, it's going to be a Top Gun game. So to explain what Top Gun is, it is a uh, a, a pod-based X-Wing league that I believe takes place over 8 or 9 weeks, so about 2 months per season, with a week or two, maybe three week break in between seasons. Um, your first season in the league, you'll be put into a sorting pod. So you'll play against everyone in your pod over the course of however many weeks. Um, and then after that, you get put into a pod based on various. Uh, the names are based on various characters from the Top Gun movie, um, such as Maverick, Iceman, Goose, Slider, Merlin, and Viper. And these two players are playing, uh, if I remember correctly, in the highest pod known as Maverick. Um, and each season, it's like a promotion relegation system. So the top two players of each pod will go up a pod, um, and the bottom two players will go down a pod. So it mixes up who you're playing against, but it's round robin, so you play everyone. Um, so I am actually going to check really quick. Um, excuse me. Allergies are a bit much today. Um, so let's see. Oscar was in Maverick last season, and I believe Eric was in Slider. So, um, yeah, buddy. I bet the guys that are in charge are some real handsome individuals. The league is run by Buddy HG as well as Levi. Um, so, and it doesn't cost anything to play. It's just you get to play X-Wing, have some fun, all that good stuff. So, oh, Eric was in Sorting season one. So Eric played well enough to be put into Maverick, but Oscar was in Maverick. Um, so Oscar didn't move, and Eric, excuse me, Eric got put into Maverick after the sorting. Um, so yeah, um, I got one more game after this tonight. Um, between what's it called? Uh, Teddy and Ben. Um, that's a Nickel City game, so we'll get that in afterwards. But yeah, Eric has been playing great in Nickel City, and it seems he's playing great in Top Gun too. So this should be an absolute banger of a game. But yeah, we are playing Assault at the Satellite Array. Um, I don't know who I would favor in this matchup. The Jedi are very strong, um, but we've all seen how Goran swarms go. The one thing I want to do is I do want to look at Ghost Company here for a second. You know what? We're all gonna look at it. So after you perform a primary attack, if you are focused, you may perform a turret attack against a ship you have not attacked. Interesting. I like I like that addition. Double tapping with lats is interesting, but hey, I guess there's nothing else to put on them. But yeah, so after this game, I don't have anything, so I will probably just yeah, I'm not a fan of the positioning of the Republic. It seems like Oscar just wants to come in and beat, you know, Eric's face in. No, I'm not gonna do that. I'm probably either gonna turn off the stream, uh, or we'll play another game. Because this first game is going on now, and then my second game I don't have until 9 o'clock. So, but moderation is key. Honestly, yeah, Johnny, I think you're right. I'm probably gonna uh, just eat some dinner. But yeah, I'm actually gonna give us an even deeper look uh, into Maverick this season. So both of these players are 1-0 in their respective pod. Um, 90 minutes of solo list building. If I were playing this week in Nickel City, sure, I would list build. Um, but I'm letting the players, letting my teammates do all the work, and maybe we make the playoffs. But for now, we're gonna watch this exciting game of X-Wing and not sit in silence. I mean, if you guys want to list build after this, we can list build. We can talk lists. I don't mind helping you all build lists for your respective teams or your respective matchups, even if it's at the detriment of my own team. But I just want to make sure everyone's having fun, even if it's not me. Yeah. Even if it, what's it called? Hurts me. I just want to make sure everyone else is having fun. Plus, I'm not bragging when I say this, but I played in a tournament this past weekend and I ended up going 4-0 um, because of someone else. I'm not going to lie about that. Um, I stole a list from Sherman that I saw him play on my own stream, and I said this is a pretty good list. Let me try it, and I ended up going 4-0 with it. So, uh, Sherman, if you're still around, thank you for that amazing scum list with Guri. Um, I'll explain it. It's so it was standard loadout. Fenrau. Um, yeah, standard loadout Fenrau. Old Turok with Fearless, Beskar, and Marksmanship. Guri with Advanced Optics and Predator. And then Cad Bane with Proton Rocket, Synced Laser Cannon, the Title, and Composure. Uh, so it was a pretty hard hitting, easy to outmaneuver enemy ships list. Um, but yes, yeah, Charlie, I won with your list that you flew on stream a couple weeks ago at a local tournament. So yeah, and my mom actually went to the same tournament and did pretty well with it too. Yeah, I'm not typically a scum player, so it was interesting that I was able to fly a scum list so efficiently. So I might have to play scum in the future. But kind of like where Eric's at, very spread out, gonna be hard to get shots on him. She did, yeah. My mom and I both play. I play a lot more than she does, but it's just something she and I do together. You know, some adults, you know, do I don't know. Um, some adults barbecue with their parents. Others like go to I don't know, but we play board games, and X-wing is on that list. Ooh, target lock over to Karsabi. That's not a great spot for Karsabi being unmodded against Anakin, and I think this lat. And Gorin is not in range, so yeah. No, that's why like whenever my mom looks at me and says, you know, thank you for not being embarrassed to do things with me, I just, you know, I have um I have a pretty massive phobia um as Karsabi is about to take 4 cuz I'm pretty sure Anakin has plasmas. Um but I have a pretty big phobia called thanatophobia, which is fear of the unknown after death. Um, so I get really bad panic attacks when I think about it and stuff like that. Um, like, be it my own, be it my parents, all that sort of thing. So I just do what I can with my parents as often as I can, um, and don't take the time I have with them for granted. So I am very thankful that I get to do these things with my parents and whatnot. But um, not a great role for Karsabi here, who had to take a deplete to do that. But hey, he gets a crit on the lat, and the lat's gonna shoot range 3 at Karsabi. So, but and Karsabi's gonna take one more. So, not a great round for Karsabi. But we're going to see how many points. Ooh, there you go. So Eric is going to get 2. And Oscar is going to get 2. Yeah, I don't think Karsabi's living past next round. Unless Karsabi somehow gets behind the lat before the lat can shoot. Okay, we tested that. Thank you for following. That was just a thing I wanted to try. See if that alert was cool or not. Um, did not really like that alert, so I'm actually going to turn it off. But glad to see it worked. Yeah, you don't like to see um, unused proton torpedoes, but it's what you got to do, unfortunately. If it means that you're alive, then yeah. I also know that Oscar is just a very, very good X-Wing player. From everything I've ever seen, he's just very good. But yeah. And the dice were very much in Oscar's favor that round. You know, we joke, but X-Wing is a game of it's a dice game. So benefit with this Karsabi is you have saturation rockets, so you don't need a lock, but it's nice to have the lock. Gotta do some work on the side. Got another list for tonight's stream. Do, 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 do. So, game 2 at 9 o'clock is going to be a, whoops. That's not what I wanted. Game 2 is going to be a, excuse me, Scum versus, Republic list. Um, and looking at these lists, it's going to be a pretty interesting game. Not going to lie. I never hit the timer. I apologize for that. So, 58 minutes. Yeah, I like where the Republic is now. did I miss a damage? I did miss a damage. Magna took a damage flying over that debris. And it looks like Scimitar is going to take a stress unless Magna can coordinate over. I'm not counting Eric out of this game, but his positioning is not ideal. He's playing the objectives very well, but 3 bank from Plo. I'd almost like to see Plo boost in, because Plo is going to take 5 shots where he's at right now. I think Anakin is going to go one straight barrel roll. Because I'm pretty sure he still has that lock. He sure does. Yeah, so one straight barrel roll, I think, is what's coming in for Anakin. I like that boost from Plo Koon. Now Plo Koon's only taking 2 shots as opposed to 5. Ooh, and Rick is going fast. Five straight. Evade focus. And oddball. I think you stay right there. Why not? Yeah, gonna target lock mouse. Oh, okay. One bank. That's... I guess I was wrong. So a rotate is probably coming in. Unless you really want to double tap next turn, but yeah. So Anakin is going to shoot Karsabi first, and Karsabi, if I'm Karsabi, or not Karsabi. Oh yeah, get the lock off, take away Oddball's lock, yeah. At this point, you know Karsabi's dead, so just keep your other ships alive. Makes sense. Just a crit from Anakin, but he is going to spend. And just a crit in a Karsabi, so Karsabi needs 1 evade and gets it. So it looks like we're moving on to Rick now. Or Oddball. No, we're moving on to Plo and not in Bullseye. So range 1 in the Scimitar 1. This is also huge for, yeah, right? So many tokens. But 2 crits in the Scimitar 1. And he is going to spend and only take a crit. And that crit is a direct hit. So you hate to see that, but... Oddball going to shoot range 3, unobstructed. No lock anymore, which... But who needs mods? So this shouldn't hit, and... I think you spend the calculate. Gonna spend the evade, so no damage. And now... Oh yeah, if you're calculating, I think you roll 1 more. Let me double check. Nope, so, But gonna focus, so 2 and a crit into mouse. 2 crits. And mouse is gonna take crit. it's a hull breach, which if you're an interceptor, not great, but not the worst either. So Gorin, 2 hits into Plo Koon. And Plo Koon is going to take 1. Yeah. 2 evades and a calc and took 2 damage. He is going to strain Karsabi, which not a fan of. Oh, he can fire his saturation rocket. Okay, well, that's going to do that anyway. So, we're just going to leave it on then. Thank you for following. It's going to fire the saturation rocket. And he's going to shoot at Oddball, which... I mean... Sure, I guess. And Oddball gets out of it. Oh, I see why. So he's going to spend a charge with Scimitar 1, get a lock on Oddball, and fire a Proton Torpedo. Which, if your target is Oddball, then yeah, you got to kill Oddball. You're hurting real bad. So that's 2 hits, 2 crits. So Oddball's going to take at least 1. Oddball's going to take 2 and have no more shields. So it's up to Magna and Mouse to kill Oddball. What did I miss? That's a dead Oddball. That's not a dead Oddball. That's 3 hits into Oddball. And now it's a dead Oddball. Yeah, with all those tokens out there. Rebels wish they could do that, yeah. Oscar does have a chance to get Karsabi off the board here, which would be huge. It's a 2v1 and 2 hits, so this could kill Karsabi. And Karsabi says no. So Karsabi is alive on 1. So that is a huge turn for Oscar. Or not Oscar, Eric. Eric's going to get 2, and I think Oscar's only going to get 1. So it's 7-3. But it could very easily have been 8-7 or 8-6. And if I remember these N1s, they don't have great turnarounds. So Rick is probably going to just come in. Yeah. That's the big thing. Yeah. 3 Talon looks good. 3 Hard looks good. So I don't think there's a bad move that Rick can make. But Mouse, I think, can just go up after the lat. Yeah, I mean, 3 hard is probably the right play. Um, I don't know if the lat can afford to stop. I mean, the lat probably will stop, but um, because uh, mouse can. Oh, never mind. I thought it gave it a slam action. Never mind. Yeah, no, stop is fine. And I think he wants to coordinate a barrel roll to Scimitar 1, but I'm not sure where Scimitar 1 could even really go. Maybe the barrel roll left fits. I'm flying whatever I feel like that week. So my first week, I my first game I flew Scum and I lost to Obi-Wan, who dude just wants to get to the top pot already. So I don't blame him. Yeah, that's the cool thing with Top Gun. You can change your list for every game you play. It's not list locked, it's not faction locked, it's just play whatever the fuck you want. So if one week you go, I want to play Scum, and then the next week you go, wait, no, I want to play Rebels, you can do that. I, my last season, I was in Viper, um, and I just played every every faction almost. I was just having fun trying things. Um, and my last week, I did something stupid. I flew Kath Scarlet. So signups for this season are over, yeah. But you can sign up for next season. Um, if Buddy's still around, Buddy can let you know when signups for next season are going to go up. And but yeah, you can also talk to you can also talk to Levi as well, and Levi will tell you a 6 point morale list. But that lat did not sit still like we thought. So Karsabi's not in a great spot. I genuinely just focus. Just focus. You're gonna die. Give yourself a chance. I I don't know if I'm a fan of that slam. Wow, Magna clears. Scimitar 1 takes a damage flying over that. Almost would have liked to have seen a barrel roll there. Well, it looks like Plo is gonna take an Ion. And I gotta say, I really like this positioning for Eric now. You might be giving up one or two objectives, but you're in a really good spot to shoot at Anakin. Which, despite, you know, 8 health, Anakin can just pop. I don't think Karsabi's looking to survive. I think Karsabi's looking to eat a shot. Ooh, and Anakin's not going to get a focus. So Anakin is going to... Well, not a focus, I'm sorry, a target lock. So you control where Plo is going next turn. And you're controlling where... Really, where Anakin's going, too. But, let's see who he decides to Gorin. I would Gorin Scimitar. Yeah, absolutely. And for those that don't know, because I learned very recently, um, Annie is. Oh yeah, Annie does have R4. You are right. Never mind. Well, that's gonna be 2 hits into, maybe 3 into Scimitar. 3 hits into Scimitar, and Scimitar takes 2 and is down to 1. And no other shots for Anakin. So it's gonna be a pretty big shot for Rick here. And 2 hits. Probably gonna spend the other charge. And 3 hits. And Scimitar gets out of it. Oh, Juke! No! And Scimitar goes down. I hate to see it. So now Plo Koon gets a range 3 and bullseye. So you got the extra focus. But it's only going to be 2. And Magnus fine. So Goran gets a range 0 now. For nothing. Man, Eric's dice have not been very good this game. Magna. Yeah, an ion cannon. Only for 1. Anakin's gonna take it though, so you get his shield off, but man, you're wishing for something more than that. So range 3 now from Mouse. Spends a calculate for 2. And do you spend the focus or do you want that double tap? He's gonna take 2. Yeah, why not? Try and get the double tap. So and now a saturation. Gets a reroll. Hit crit, so you're taking a crit no matter what. And only a crit. And a fuel leak. So not the greatest choice. Like, taking that kind of sucks, but now you have a choice. Do you try to... He's going to try to kill Mouse. Yeah. Double tapping and, yeah. Hello, hello. Alright. Well, he's going to shoot at, Karsabi now. And Karsabi's dead. Doesn't matter what Karsabi rolls. Karsabi is dead. So, big swing for Oscar there. I think it's going to be 3-1 for Oscar in terms of objectives. Oh, 2-1. Didn't get that top right one. So 14-8. Oscar not, or not Oscar, Eric not in a great spot, but it could be worse. He's held on as long as he can, and yeah, I don't see how Eric gets out of this either. I mean, you know that Plo is going slow at least. The only way I think he gets out of it is if Mouse can kill this lat before really much else, but it's going to be hard. Yeah, if his green dice go, bonkers and um, his red dice get even hotter, that's how. I mean, he needs to melt Anakin and he needs to kill this lat, and that gives him 9 points, but you're not killing Anakin with 2 shots, you're not killing the lat with 1 shot. And Oscar's probably gonna get 2 points for objectives next round. So time is of the essence, but it's time he doesn't have. Or something like that. But we'll see. I mean, I have faith. Eric is a very good X-Wing player, so if he can get a couple outmaneuvers with Mouse, then I think he gets back in this. Mouse just can not take any more damage. I also think he forgot about no escape when he shot with Mouse. I could be wrong. But speaking of Mouse, Mouse is going to sensitive controls. So I would say the way Oscar presented his list, I don't think there's really anything um, really anything Eric could have done differently. Um, if anything, if anything, he should have been more aggressive with his ships. Um, but he was on one side and Oscar was on the other with his entire list, and he flew Plo, Rick, and Oddball together the whole time. Now you wish you could barrel roll here, but you barrel rolled in systems phase, so just token up um and the sloop from Gorin. So Gorin's going to be ionized, and that's not great. But no, like I don't think Eric did anything inherently wrong. I just think his dice were not helpful. I'd almost like to see the boost left to go after Gorin. Or not Gorin, Mouse. Because your win condition is kill Magna or kill Mouse. Yeah, so you put as many shots into them as you can. Um, Anakin's taken 2 shots, probably taken this Ion, but he's Anakin Skywalker. What does he care? Yeah, and he's not even gonna uh, stress focus. So both of them are ionized, but um, yeah. So tyranny of high initiative versus Gorin. I mean, Republic just does that so well. They get very high initiative ships for practically nothing. But one hit into Magna, and Magna should be fine. Yeah, it was just not a good matchup for him. Um, but we are speaking a bit too soon. But I mean, we'll see what happens. First this range 2 shot from Rick, and then a range 1 from the Lat. Yeah, I was gonna say I see him spending a charge here. But yeah, high initiative is how you you know beat um, Gorin. A lot of ships and high initiative, and then Oscar did a great job focus firing. So, but I have seen crazier comebacks. So 2 hits into Magna, and Magna's gonna take 1 and be on 1. So now you sit there and go, that's probably game. I cannot pause the game. Um, it's going to be 2 hits into Anakin. So shields down on Anakin. And yeah. Yeah, that's another thing. Eric, um, the one thing I think Eric did that he could have done differently is definitely, what's it called? Definitely focused fire a bit better. I would not have spent that calculate, but that's just me. Um, he is gonna take it all. So hit, crit, crit. First crit is a console fire. He takes another damage from the fuel leak. So he's not gonna die. The console fire could kill him. The console fire could kill the lat. That's crazy. And he's gonna roll. And the console fire does not, but that was a huge hit from Mouse. And he's gonna go after Magna here, who shouldn't be evading anymore. And Magna's fine. I have to agree, yeah, but I don't know what else you would take. Um, well, this lat, yeah. I mean, Eric, Oscar gets 2 points, and it's 16-8, but oh, true, you're right. 3-point Karsabi. I keep forgetting Karsabi is 3 points instead of 5 points. You could even argue taking a 4-point tie interceptor and then change Magna for a Reaper. For a 4-point Reaper and just have your or something else. But yeah, I don't hate 3-point Karsabi and a tie LN either. Yeah, I think Eric. I I don't want to assume anything, but I think Eric was just trying the Karsabi. Um, I think this Karsabi has a lot of utility, but oh well. I think this Karsabi can be good. I know not anyone can hear me, but I think this Karsabi can be good. It's just a matter of finding a way to support Karsabi. Putting that Karsabi out there by themselves, not the greatest use of Karsabi. Utilizing Karsabi in such a way that friends are there with Karsabi is a pretty good use of Karsabi. Um, but Oscar is going to fix that console fire. And Mouse is going to try to get the kill. Welcome back, everyone. I'm sorry about the ad break. Gorin, don't I don't hate that spot. You may have all gotten it at the same time, which again I apologize for. So let's see. The ads. So I'm not 100% sure how to change how often they show up, but the ads show up um, like every it according to my Twitch thing, every 18 or so minutes. Um, so I do apologize for every 18 minutes you get an ad. Um, I'll see if I can make the gap between ads a little bit longer. Um, I just know that if I make it longer in between, then they go. No, I don't get an alert. I set the frequency of the ads, and I elected for a little more frequent for less time. But I can try less often for more time. Um, so Anakin's gonna shoot at Goran. Yeah, I've seen some channels that have 5 minute long ads. Goran is gonna take one, and that's kind of greedy, but I understand the take. Uh, Rick only has a crit. Yeah, it'd be nice if I got an alert. Uh, it looks like the red dice are starting to come back for Eric, or the green dice, I should say. So I don't know who you shoot at if you're Plo. I mean, yeah, you shoot at, I guess, yeah, the TIE fighter. Thinking about it, Oscar, Oscar's really, hemming and hawing. Yeah, you got to go for the TIE fighter. TIE fighter's on one. You kill the TIE fighter, you win the game. But it's only going to be one hit, and it's not going to hit. So Eric is really mounting a comeback here. And this is a 3v2 in the or 3v3 in the Plo. At range 2 is what I was trying to say. Plo, doesn't take damage. Magna now range 0, 2v3. Hit crit. And Plo's going to take a crit. And it's a blinded. Oh, man. And now it's a 4v nothing. And you got to get 1 damage in, and he does. Oscar rolled anyway, but... And now Eric's back in this game a little bit. Oscar's only going to get 1 point, but Plo is not looking healthy, and Rick is facing the wrong way, and so's Anakin. And all of a sudden, Eric's back in this game. Plo can't turn around to go after Magna. Anakin really doesn't have a great way to turn around. Rick doesn't have a good way to turn around, aside from the Talon roll. But Mouse is probably gone. So I think now if you're Eric, you go all in on Plo Koon. Plo Koon is your win condition, and for Oscar, your win condition is survive. Oscar can win on points in 2 rounds, but Eric still has a chance. I will not stop, fam. You can't make me. He is 2 ships ionized, but Mouse is up in the corner there and can get in and shoot at Plo. Plo has to run away. The problem is Anakin blocks the way, so Plo really doesn't have anywhere he can go that's honestly that great of a move. Well, I guess we'll see what happens. Admittedly, forgot about the R4P, but that's okay. The big thing is there are ties in this league, so there is a chance these players could tie. One hit from Anakin, and that's going to be dodged. Both of them win 3, so it's going to be 2v3. 2 crits, dodged again. And then you got a range 0 in the Anakin. 2 hits in the Anakin, so Anakin's going to take 1. And it's a point apiece. You know, you say that, but Anakin is down to 4, and he is going to get 2 shots in the Anakin, probably. I'm a firm believer the game's not over unless it's, 20-2 or 19-2. This game is not over. And we're checking dice stats in the middle of the game because why not? Eric's reds have been pretty good. His greens have been bad. Oscar's reds have been pretty bad. His greens have been good. So, yeah. If I remember correctly, Oscar is one of those players that likes to check dice stats in the middle of the game because why not? No, that's fair. I'm not saying don't check your dice stats in the middle of the game, but it's just one of those like you notice it type of things. And I, as the person watching the game, will never pull it up. But so Johnny, you'll click on the right click on the board, and there will be something that says present dice stats. Um, After this game, I'll show you, but uh, you'll click on the present dice stats, and it'll show you in the chat. Was he trying to barrel roll left with a two? Yeah, he tried to barrel roll left and failed. Yep, it's right click. The I'll show you really quick. I can't show you. I'll show you after this game. But mouse failed the barrel roll, and unfortunately, there really wasn't anywhere mouse could go. Um, Structural damage for mouse, and now I will say the game is over. Because if he kills Plo Koon, he goes up to 17. But losing mouse, that's gonna put the nail in the coffin. I don't think his target's Plo Koon, my guy. I think honestly, I think it's gonna be all shots into Anakin and pray. Anakin's gonna 4K, so now it's probably all shots into. Oh well, he's still gonna have range, but he's gonna remove it, and he's gonna take a lock on Goran. No, he's gonna put it on Mouse, which immediately gets ripped off. Oscar, I think, forgot about it, but 2v2 in a Mouse. So one evade will keep him alive, and one evade keeps him alive. But this should be the kill shot. Or is it? It's not. So now you just have to, oh, do you shoot at, I don't think you shoot at Plo. But shooting at Plo, if you kill Plo Koon, you get one more round. If you shoot at Anakin, okay, he's gonna shoot at Plo Koon. 2 hits into Plo Koon. So blank out kills Plo and does not. Okay, so that is game. So that is the game. Um, Eric played his ass off. That last round, unfortunately, just he couldn't capitalize. Um, but he mounted a pretty strong comeback. Um, all things considered. So very well done to Oscar. Very well done to Eric for even remotely, you know, um, having a like a comeback, giving himself a chance. Um, so yeah, um, looking at the standings, Oscar is going to move. No, Anakin did not torp Mouse because Gorin removed the target lock from Mouse. Because Gorin did Gorin things. Um, so Mouse stayed alive, Rick stayed alive, Plo stayed alive, everyone stayed alive. But the final score is 20 to 14. And yeah.